What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and in today's video we're going to be modifying some stuff in the chat room, right? But first, before we even get into that, there are some things that we want to just quickly fix. All right, first of all, the check-in. If I check in right here, it takes me to the home page, which is not correct. I want them to take me to the rooms page, right? The actual room page right here. Second of all, this message is only for the people that has not been approved yet, right? So the host should automatically get this whole view right here. And you as a user that's trying to join the room, if you're not approved, you're in the pending area, right? If you're in the pending area, you'll get this message. You are currently waiting on the host to, let you in. Once the host approves you, then you'll get this other stuff, right? So that's just kind of minor fixes, but they are fixes that we need to do. So let's just do that really quick, and it's very, very easy. Right here in the check-in view, this is where when they hit that check-in button, we want to push them to the chat / and then dollar parentheses, and I do gotta convert these into ticks. There you go. And this is going to be the host ID, and then copy this again, and it's going to be the room ID. So this is where we want to push them. Next up is the chat. It's going to be on this row div right here. So on this row div, I'm gonna say v if there is an actual user, and for right now I'm just say and the user dot uid equals the host ID, then show them that that the actual thing, the actual chat app. If not, we're gonna show them this message that you're still waiting on the so if else right here, and that should be it, right? So let's actually test it out really quickly. Go over here. So in my rooms, I'm gonna actually click on this because I'm already checked in, and there you go. I'm host of this, obviously, so I can see this, but I do have another browser open. Let me get this over here, and this is in incognito, and I logged in as someone else. So if I go to rooms and try to go to this chat right here, copy this chat, go back to that, paste this right here. Ah, God. Okay, so I'll go right here, paste, hit enter. I'm gonna check in first of all because I haven't checked in. So let me check in. And there you go. I am not approved yet, so I get this waiting message, which is really good. That's what we wanted, okay? All right, now that we're done with that, let's actually start modifying some stuff right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is delete a pendings. I'm looking at the pendings, and I don't want bro to be in here at all. So I want this to be able to just get rid of him, not being able to attend. So let's focus on this delete button first of all right? So let's go back into our application. And I'm gonna actually search for the trash because we are using the trash icon. So right here. So on this button, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a @click event, right? And I'm gonna call this method delete attendee, and I'm passing an argument, and this is going to be the attendee ID, the one that we got from the for loop, right? So I'm gonna grab this. So I'm passing in that ID. Now down below, we are going to be creating that method. So right below the components right here, I'm gonna say methods, and make sure I have my comma right there. So this is going to be delete you know what, I'm just go up here and grab that because I don't want to make a mistake of, and then what we're getting from this is an actual user ID. So we have that. It's going to be a function. No, get rid of all that. Well, dude, what am I, oh my God. See, this is what I mean. So we have the method named delete attendee. It's going to be a function with the, there you go. This is it. So I do want to have some security measures in place for right now. The only person that is able to delete, actually remove somebody from that room is the host. So I'm gonna say if there is an actual user, this dot user, and that this dot user dot UID is actually equal to this dot host ID, then this is going to be okay. They're going to be able to delete this, right? And for that, we're gonna have to go to the DB collection. This is pretty much standard at this point. We should have a variable somewhere that does this. At least a variable for referencing this, because we do this a lot. So we're gonna get the document of the this dot user dot UID. Now, obviously, this right here is supposed to be the host, right? This is supposed to be the host ID, but I'm just trying to make sure that the host logged in, or the person that is logged in, is actually the host. This is just another security measure. You don't want to hard code that host ID in there. You just want to make sure the person logged in is actually the host ID, or the host, right? So we're gonna go inside the collection of rooms now. Yeah, rooms. And then we're going to go get the document of the room ID. So this dot room ID, there we go. And then once we're inside the document of the room ID, we want to get the collection. I know, man, it's a lot. I'm telling you, it is a lot. The collection of attendees, right? And then right here, this is where we're going to grab the document of the person that we want to delete, which is the attendee or the user. Well, actually, we should just say, yeah, okay. Okay, screw it. Just copy this. But I'm gonna say attendee, right? That attendee ID. That makes so much better sense, right? And then what we're going to do is delete this guy, this user. And that's pretty much it, right? We're deleting that guy if we click that button. So let's give it a try. Let's go back over here. Let's delete this guy. And they actually go away. You could check it in the Fire Chat app, but I'm pretty sure it's going away. If there was an error, it will still be in here. So I'm not even gonna check it because I don't want to go through the process of adding bro again. But anyways, yeah, we got that. Now the most tedious part is actually once we approve this guy, right? Once we approve him, we want to add him right here in this little list, right? So yeah, this is the part where it's going to be just a bit tedious. And here we go. I'm actually going to be changing this to where did I use this? Attendee array, and then an attendee array. Okay, so I'm gonna change all of these to attendee pending, so that way we know that this array is for the people that are, oh my god, no, pending, attending pending. These are the people that are pending for right now. All right, cool. And then what I'm gonna do is create another array that is attendee approved, right? And one more thing, I'm actually going to be, well, God, okay, attendees approved, or attendees pending, and then right here, attendees approved. There has to be a better naming convention for this, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing this. And then here's the kicker. All right, we're going to have a variable called attendee approved, and we're going to set this false. Yeah, I misspelled that, but yeah, there you go. Attendee approved. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just to not get this confused, I'm gonna say array, and then right here I'm also going to say array. And then this is going to be attendee approved. So this variable is literally just to see if the user currently logged in is actually approved or not. And initially, they're not going to be approved. Okay. So down below, well, not down below, above, because we're gonna be fixing it. So let me actually go to the application so that way you can see it. So once we click this button, they should be added to the attendees, right? To the attendees array, or the attendees approved array. So where's that user font? Awesome. That's a podcast. The user should be right. Okay, here's the user. So this user, I'm actually going to add a click event. So at click, we're going to be creating a, and this function actually needs to be toggleable, right? Because we could click it. We're gonna be able to click it. Let me go back right here, and also once they're up here, we could actually kick them out. So meaning that we could put them back to the pending area, or just kick them out entirely, right? So this needs to be toggleable. This action needs to be toggleable, so that way we could pen them, add them to the attendees, and if they message saying that, hey, I'm gonna step out, we could just put them back to the pending area by clicking on that user. So yes, that function does need to be toggleable. So what I'm gonna say is, we're gonna say toggle approval, right? And we're gonna be passing in the attendee ID. I'm gonna copy this. So down below in the methods, right underneath this one, that's where, well, I'm gonna do it on top of it, right? To do it on top of it. It's going to be a function. Let me put a comma right there. All right, so, oh, well, it's going to be the attendee ID. Copy this, paste that. All right. So once again, I do want to add that security measure. Only the host could do this. Only the host could be pending and, approving and unapproving and all that stuff. So if this is the host, then you could start approving. And this time I'm going to be creating a ref, because yes, we're going to be using this again. So right here, I'm going to say const ref. I'm just say ref, screw it. It's going to equal this whole thing. All right. So let's start off with ref.get. We're going to grab all the data of the current user that I clicked on. We're going to grab all their data and then say .then, because it returns a promise, as you know. .then. And right here, we're going to get a attendee. No, not an ID, a doc. We're going to get an attendee doc back. And then right here. So right in here, we're actually going to be adding another field to this user, and that field is going to be approved. They're going to have a field value, or a property. Let's just say property. They're going to have a property called approved, and this property is going to be a Boolean. So let me actually say this right here, so that way you get a better understanding. So const approved. We're going to grab attendee. Why, man? Why not doc? Okay, attendee doc. We're going to grab the data. Remember, this is going to be in the data, the fields, and we're going to grab something called approved. Obviously, we haven't even programmed this yet, so they obviously don't have this, right? But this is what I'm talking about. This property, this data field, is going to be a Boolean, right? So now that I have that, I'm going to just say if they are approved, meaning that, they actually have that, well, let me actually do D. So I say approved. If they are approved, then what we want to do is just get that reference of that specific user. We want to update that user. And the only thing that we want to update is approved. Is this yeah, okay. Copy this. We're going to say approved is going to equal to approved. So it's going to be the opposite of what it is currently, right? But obviously initially it's false. So it's going to be the opposite of that, which is true. So if it is approved, then we want to update it to true. Now, if they don't have this attribute, we do need to add that in. So right here, we're going to say else. And it's literally going to be the same thing right here. Copy this, paste that. And instead of this, we're going to just initially say false. Okay. Control save this. All right. Now we could check it out if it's actually working or not. So let me actually hit this button, and I hit that button, so it should be approved. Let's go to the Cloud Firestore. Oh my god, what anime lovers? Okay, so I'm inside of anime lovers, attendees, this guy, and there you go. He's approved is false. Okay, so let me try to approve him again. Okay, let me go over here. Wait, what am I doing? It's in the application. Let me hit this button. Okay, nothing's happening, which is not a good thing. Did I do it on the actual button, the correct button? Let me actually check that. Toggle approval, Control D. Okay. So font awesome user, yes, and here's the trash. So if I click on this button, the user button, it should have given me that. Why isn't it giving it to me? It's not doing it. Let me come back. Let me stew on this for a bit, and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, I figured it out. Let me go back to the code. So it was my fault. All right, so they don't have this initially, and since initially it's false, if they do click on it, we want to set it to true. Good grief, man. If we put it to false, it's always going to be false. Anyways, all right, so here we go. This should have done it. All right, so right now, let me actually refresh this, cancel this. Refresh it, make sure everything, okay, it's false right now. So let me actually click on this. And there you go, it's true. Let me click on it one more time. It should be false. There you go, real time. So now it's toggleable, right? So it's true, false, which is really, really good. So now we could use this field to push them to the attendees if it's true or if it's false. And we're going to be doing that in the mount section. We want to do that right off the bat once this thing is mounted, right? So on the mount right here, and I'm actually going to be grabbing this and cutting that out because we're going to be using that in a second. So right here, I'm going to say if, and remember guys, in here, we're still doing that for each loop. Yeah, right here, still for each, and we're grabbing the attendee doc for that. So we're going to say if attendee doc dot data, like I said, we could use that variable now, or that field value dot approved, meaning that they are approved. And we also want to make sure that the current user is the actual user that is approved. So we're going to say if this dot user dot UID is equal to the attendee. Where's the attendee? Attendee doc dot ID. There you go. So if this user is the actual user up here that is approved, if this the user, you know what I'm talking about, right? So right here, we're just checking if the attendee doc has the approved. And if it is, we want to make sure that the user that's currently logged in is that attendee doc. So if this user is actually approved, we just want to set this dot approved. Wait, what was that variable that we used up here in that data? Right here, the attendee approved. Okay. So we want to make sure that attendee approved is going to be equal set to true. Now, okay, true. Now, I'm actually going to grab this temp array. This is going to be temp pending. And we're going to set another one to temp approved. Now guys, you might be saying, bro, this code is garbage. And I'm not gonna lie, it most definitely probably is. Like I said in the beginning, I was just trying to test these things out if I could do this or not. So this code isn't the best. But anyways, this temp array is going to be temp approved. Yes, there's a lot of things that you could do to make this better. Because now that I'm looking at it, there's tons of ways you could do this. Yeah, there's tons of ways. But anyways, so if they are approved, right, we're going to be sending them to the temp approved. And I'm actually going to be adding one to this. I'm going to say approved. And we're gonna give them that whatever it is. It should be true, but just make sure. All right. Now, the reason why I did it outside this if statement is because I still want to push all the people, all the users that are approved to that temp approved array. If I did it inside of here, the only user that's going to be pushed into that temp approved array is the current user that actually matches that attendee doc.id, which is not good. Everybody is only going to see themselves in that room, which is, you know, it's not that intuitive, right? So what I want to do is just add everybody that is approved into that array. Now, obviously, this is if they are approved. So what I'm gonna do now is actually add a else statement, and it's more than likely it's going to be almost the exact same thing. There are some minor differences, as in if they're not improved, what we're going to be doing is setting them to false. Remember that's a toggleable action, right? We could toggle them approved or not approved, approved or not approved. And we also need to set the this variable up here. Where is it at? Right here to true or false as well. So if they're not approved, obviously we want to grab that current user that's not approved and set them to false, and then push them to the temp pending array, and they're going to have the attendee doc and the display and approved. All right, I'm gonna actually clear this up. So push all users that are approved to the approved array, and then grab this right here, push all users that are not approved to the pending array. All right. So now that we have two separate arrays, one for pending and one for attendees, now we could use them upstairs, just like we used this for the pending. We want to use that for the attendees as well. So in this LI, it's going to be the exact same thing as right here. I'm gonna actually grab this because, like I said, it's exactly the same thing. It's going to be a v4, but it's going to be for the attendees approved array. And down here in this PL1, we're going to be grabbing the attendee display name right here, and we're going to be displaying them right there. And one more thing up above right here, remember that little section? Let me go back to my, so this section right now, only the host could see this, right? But we also want the people that are approved, the people that are approved to actually see this. We want them to actually see this, obviously, right? If they're pending, obviously they're going to grab that, they're going to get that message of like waiting, right? But once we approve them, once the host approves them, they should be able to see this as well. So what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to say right here, this. Okay. And then right here, I'm going to say, or, so just to make sure, I'm going to actually wrap this in parentheses. So if this is the host, or, and this is why we created that variable called attendee approved. So if the current user is actually approved, they could see that that platform, that whatever, the UI. What do you call that, man? Control save. Okay, so let's try it out now. Okay, let's go back to the browser. All right, so refresh the page. That's not good. That is not good. Nothing's showing up. Let me actually create a incognito mode. Let's see if that's going to help me out. I sure hope it does. All right, so let me copy this, paste. Let me log in. Password ASD123, I think. All right, so rooms. I'm gonna actually go to this room, so I'm gonna copy this. Go Go back to that incognito mode, paste, check in. All right, so I should be pending, and why is it not? Now it's not showing up. That's not good. That is not good. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. Down below, it's gonna be stupid. You're gonna be like, this guy is retarded. I swear he is. Why is he doing this? Right here. So we gotta push it to the original. Right now we have temporary arrays. So we gotta push the temporaries to the original arrays. So this dot attendees pending array is going to be equal to temp pending. Also, this dot approved array is going to equal to temp approved. Control save. Hope to pray. Okay. We got two guys pending, which is absolutely correct. Let me bring up the other one. And I'm actually going to show you. Well, okay, here we go. So this is a host over here, and this is the commoner, the peasant. So I'm gonna actually approve bro. Oh, okay. So as you saw right here, it actually moved up to the attendees, which is really, really good. And he's moved up over here. And pending is, well, I'm still pending. Host is actually still pending. All right, and I moved him up, which is really good. So everything is working just fine. Let me go to Firebase and check it out. So we do have WDJ Weeb as true and also bro as true. Now, if I kick them out, it should just, well, they don't have that user. We do gotta put that user button right here. So let's go back to the code right above. So I'm gonna copy this tag, and right above this one, where is it at? So right above this span, this is where I'm going to add that button. Control save. Okay, now we have that. So if I click on bro, he should be back to pending, and it gives them back to, hey, this is you're waiting. I'm gonna approve them, unapprove them, approve them. Okay. Now there are some things that we do need to check before I actually leave the video or leave this video. So notice that bro, he's not host, but I could actually click on the button as well. Wait, I can't click on the button. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cause you see, this is why we added that security measure. I can't click that button because I'm retarded, and I forgot that a couple of minutes ago we added that security. See, this is why we don't let myself click this button, because we're retarded. There are some things that I want to do really quick. So for host, obviously I am host, so I don't want to see this for host. So let's just fix some couple of things, all right? Also, I want to highlight the person, the actual user over here. So for bro, I want to highlight bro so that way they could clearly see that they're in there. And over here, it would be WDJ Weeb. So let's do that really quick. They're very, very simple fixes. So right here in this span, where is it at? Hosted by this right here. And I'm going to bring this to another line because this is going to get long and I want you guys to see it. So on this span, which is the host, we're only going to show this vif. So vif dash if. We're only going to show this if there's an actual user, obviously, and that user is the host. So user dot UID equals or does not equal the host ID. So if there's a user and the user does not equal the host ID, then display name, show the display name, right? So control save that. If we actually move this, you're gonna see that over here we don't have that hosted by no more because this is the actual host, and over here we do. The other thing I want to do is get rid of this user icon for the people that are not host. They shouldn't be able to see this, nor do I want them to see it. So that's another thing. Let's open that up. So over here for the attendees approved, the user, where's that? They're right here. So we're gonna say, well, it's actually the same thing. So I'm gonna just grab this right here. But in this case, it's going to be if there's a user and that user is the host ID, we want to show that button. So once again, if I do that, there you go. Bro doesn't have those buttons, but the host does. So that way I could click people out of here if I really wanted to. All right, now let's move on to making the active user text red, so that way they can see themselves clearly. And it's going to be for the name right here for the approved section. We don't really care about the pending section. You can add that make it red, whatever, in the pending section, but the only person that's going to be able to see that is the host. We only care about the attendees, the actually people that are approved, right? So right here in the approved section, this is where I'm going to add that stuff. All right, so right here, I'm gonna actually bind a class or class. There you go. And it's actually pretty long, and I'm gonna just copy it so that way it doesn't take that much time. So right here, I'm basically saying that, hey, if the attendee.id equals the user that is signed in, then we just want to, make that font bold, text danger, which is going to give it that red color. If it's not, then just leave it blank, which is going to just leave it blank. So control save that. Let's give that a look. And there we go. You see that bro is actually highlighted because this is bro over here, and WDJ Weeb is highlighted because I am host. Now, another thing that I want to get rid of is this pending section. If you're not a host, you shouldn't be able to see this at all. So let's actually do that. So right here, this is the div that we're going to be. So right above pending, this is where we're going to be adding that VF. So VF, there's obviously a user and that user. So the user dot UID equals the host ID. Then show that. So control save that. All right, as you can see right there, as you can see, the host does have that pending, and over here they don't. So if I kick them out, I should see this. Now this is another thing. This is just a kind of a user experience kind of thing. So right here, I'm actually going to put their name. So hi bro, you're currently in a room waiting. So that's what I want to do. Put their name in the check. No, right here. Put their name right here. So that is user dot display name. All right, control save this. Let's check it out. There you go. So hi bro, you are currently, that's good. That's a good UX experience, right? So if I add them in, there you go. Everything is looking fairly well, right? Everything's going pretty great. And that is it for this video, guys. Like I said, guys, this code could be improved greatly. Like, this is not the best code. I'm not gonna lie. This is not. I'm looking at it, and I'm already finding ways to make it way, way better, more, what's it called, scalable if I needed to, but not scalable. What am I talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? More. God, I forgot the word. But anyways, better. I guess you could just say for the lack of term or word, better. Anyways. Trying to make it better, guys. At the very end, like the end when we actually have everything done, we'll probably do a refactor of this code, but I'm not too sure about that. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. If you didn't, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. I thank you guys for watching this video. I thank you for spending your time watching my videos. It does mean a lot to me. I know I say that in every video, but it really, really does. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video where, get this, we're going to start using WebRTC, meaning that next video is going to be the last video. Aside if I wanted to do the refactor code video, then that won't be the last, but we probably won't do that. But the next video is the very last video of this series. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned because it's going to get better. All right.